Hello, guys. This is Debbie Love. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I wish I could be there with you all in person, but I'm not able to because of COVID. Hopefully soon we'll be able to. This video is on how to handle mental blocks in tumbling. I have a 9-step plan that will help you to deal with the mental blocks, to cope with them. So the first step to that, and again, there's no magic thing here. This will help you, but it's not necessarily a cure-all. But we'll go through the 9 steps, and hopefully you can take this and it will help you. Before we begin those steps, though, I want you to know there are 3 things that all people need. So make sure that you're giving your athletes these 3 things. One of those is showing them that they're very valuable to you, showing them that they're important, letting them feel important. The second one is giving them a positive environment, not a lot of negativity, not a lot of criticism, but a lot of affirmation, make it a positive environment. And the third thing is unconditional love and acceptance with no strings attached. That means they don't have to do anything to be good enough for you. They are just loved because they are human beings. These 3 things will go a long ways toward lessening the number of mental blocks that you have. So the first step whenever you come across a mental block is to admit that it's okay. Everybody at some point in their life has a mental block, maybe not in tumbling, but in other areas of their life. We all meet a block at some point in our life. It doesn't make us a good athlete. It doesn't make us a bad athlete. It makes us normal. And the second part of that is to commit to some kind of plan for getting rid of that mental block. The second step is to try some relaxation techniques. I have a whole nother conference that's on 26 stress reduction techniques, but I'm just going to do a few for you here. One of those is breathing. So it's called belly breathing. You go in as your belly goes in, and then you breathe out and your belly goes out last. So it goes in first and out last. That is really the way we should be breathing throughout our routine, as it helps to fill our lungs with enough oxygen so that we can be the most powerful that we're capable of being. Another relaxation technique is music, listening to music. Now, what you listen to and what I listen to for relaxation might not be the same thing, but music is a good relaxation technique. Sometimes a pet, having a team pet, is a relaxation technique. Going to your favorite place in your mind, like shutting your eyes. And my favorite place is at the ocean and the beach. So when I get really stressed, sometimes I just close my eyes and put myself on the beach, and then just calms me down and makes everything a lot better. There are many relaxation techniques. Some of them are just stop what you're doing and do something else. Just get away from it for a minute, distraction. The third step is conditioning. Now, I'm not talking about just doing a little conditioning or running a little. I'm talking about doing a full body conditioning throughout the week, hitting every area of your body and paying specific attention to the posterior kinetic chain, which is our jumping chain. That's our hamstrings, our glutes, our lower back, our core, and our calves and ankles. So we need to really be doing a lot of conditioning for that area, because we do a lot of jumping and extending off our feet. If you go to my website, it's new. It's theloveoftumbling.com. You can find a lot of conditioning on there and come up with your own conditioning program. Just make sure that that's an integral part of your program and that you do it every day. The fourth step is journaling. We all know how important journaling is. It releases stress. It releases the effects of, lessens the effects of asthma and arthritis. it improves our cognitive ability when we journal, because we get all those negative things out of our brain and put them on paper. And that allows our mind to be a clean slate again, so we can start on it the next day. I like to do it at night because of that. In journaling, I like for my athletes to write down a long range goal that they have and a plan on how they're going to reach that goal, like a 3-month goal. Then I like for them to write down their short range goal, which is like a monthly goal. And again, a plan on how they're going to reach that. I also like for them to write down things that they're grateful for. Being grateful is another stress reduction technique. So when we write things we're grateful for, we're relieving some of the stress that we're feeling. The next thing I have them do, is actually keep the journal. So write down all the good things and all the bad things, everything that happened to you at one day, so that you clear your mind completely to start again with a clean slate. Not only that, but I also want you to write down your conditioning, not what you did, but that you did it, just so you keep that in the front of your mind throughout the day. The next step, number 5, is to script. Now, scripting is a very special thing. It's also a stress reduction technique. But scripting takes our routine, every skill that we have, and you write it like an 8-count sheet in your head using short action verbs and power words. Like a verb is an action word. Back handspring for me, sit, swing, jump, snap. That's the 4 words that I think about when I think about my handspring. So those are the action verbs that I say as I'm doing a back handspring. Scripting is very important. You need to do your whole routine, because what it does is your brain is divided basically into 2 parts. There's an emotional part and there's a cognitive part, of the thinking part of our brain. Well, the emotional part sometimes gets out of control and hijacks the other side, especially when it's not working. So when we script our routine, our cognitive brain is working, and it keeps the emotions from going over and taking over that side of our brain. So it keeps us focused, or in the zone, you might say. The next step, number 6, is repetitions. Now, when you go in the gym and you have a mental block, do not do them by yourself if you're scared. That's not going to do you any good. You need to get a spotter and let the spotter spot you. I would do 8 to 10 reps of each skill that you're blocking on, and then leave it. Don't keep on doing them, because you just make things worse. So do your reps. Make sure that you complete the rep. When people are stopping like this and all that, you need to go ahead and spot them through the skill so that they finish the skill. So the idea is to finish the skill. If you're balking or stopping on a round up back handspring tuck, you do the round up back handspring and a standing tuck with or without a spot. But you always have to finish the pass. The next step, number 7, is visualization. Now, we can do this in several ways. I like to lie down on the floor and visualize doing the routine or doing my skill with my scripted words. I think that helps a whole lot. But you can also visualize it watching it on a video that you've done in the past to see that you can do the skill really well. Excuse me. You could also just visualize it in your head at night, 10 times before you go to bed. Visualize yourself doing the skill. Always stop if it goes in negative direction. The next step, number 8, is to have a positive box. Now, there's 2 or 3 different ways we can do this. You can actually make a box. This would be for young athletes. Make a box, and in that box, put paper and pen right beside the box. So every time you pass that box, you have to write something positive about yourself and put it in that box. Just the act of writing something positive is going to help you and make you a lot better. Some people like to have a dream box in addition to this. A dream box would have that great big old goal that you want. And every night You write something that you did that day to get closer to that dream box goal. Another way that we can do it, and I usually do this with older kids, older athletes and young adults, is an affirmation card. So what you do at this is you take an index card, just a small card, blank, and you write 10 things about yourself that are great. 10 affirmations, like I am a great friend. I am a good reader. I learn, I listen well. But you read those affirmations every day, as every time you see it. I tell people to put it in their car where they're going to be a lot, or in their notebook with their school things, and read those cards every single day. The last step is to create some rituals. Now, you can't go to the corner and pull like this all the time. That's just not going to get it. So these rituals kind of have to be in your head. When I was in high school and college, I had a little bit of a block, and I would go to the corner, I'd close my eyes and say, okay, Debbie, you can do this. Now go. If I didn't do that, I didn't do my pass. So that was my ritual. So you need to come up with some rituals that you say to yourself, or something that you do that creates the desire and motivation in you, that and confidence that you can do that skill. Hopefully these 9 steps will help you. A lot of people ask questions. When I'm dealing with athletes who have mental blocks, I allow them to kind of lead the work that I do with them. I don't want them to do something they're uncomfortable doing. So I ask them a lot of questions just to find out about what their life is like. A lot of times they are perfectionists and can't stand making mistakes. In that case, we need to teach them to tolerate mistakes, because mistakes are just stepping stones to success. They're an opportunity for us to grow every time we make a mistake, and we need to be tolerant of mistakes. Well, hopefully this system can help you in dealing with your mind blocks that you might have. It's actually just a good system for all of us to use daily. Thank you, and hope you have a wonderful conference.